This project began when I made some monotypes with Mark Mahaffey at Mahaffey Fine Arts. Mark suggested I combine watercolor and oil in the prints by overlaying the more opaque oil over the more transparent watercolor. It gave the prints a lot of depth. My main subject for the prints were trees. I focused right in on the trees. I called them trees as figure. Well, every single day I take my dogs for a walk in the woods by my house, and I always have my phone with me, so I end up taking lots of pictures, and it's mostly of the trees. Well, while I was working with Mark Mahaffey, I found a paper at the art store that had sizing embedded in it. So this allowed me to begin a series of paintings that I'd start out with watercolor on them, and then I'd add oil on top. Well, working on the trees really got me to see them differently, maybe approaching them like I approached the figure. And I'd start out with sort of the structured shape of the trunks, and then there was a lot of calligraphic patterning going around the edges of the trees and their limbs. And also, I really loved doing my own color and enhancing the color, and also finding the textures and the patterns. The people that live in the city, they love spending, especially here in Portland, they love spending time out in nature. And so I've included a lot of head studies that I tried to really feel the different emotions that you might feel if you're out in nature by yourself. I have a daylight basement studio, and one of the things I really love at night is seeing my neighbors' light patterns from the windows coming through the nature when it's dark. One of my major interests in my artwork in general is exploring the subject of how we connect. I think when you're out in nature, like when you're in the woods, there's just a wonderful sense of interconnectedness of the nature around you. And I think pulling back a little bit, when you're in the city, the people themselves and the gridded patterns that you see from the roadways, and even the houses and the patterns they make, all that adds to this sense of interconnectedness. We live in a city, but our city lives in a forest.